A movie back in the 40s and a stage play before that featured a man who was trying to make his wife think she was going insane by changing little things in their home every day. The lights would dim without being noticed or touched. The title of that movie, that play, was Gaslight, and now that word has come to mean manipulation in a relationship. Well, Dr. Monica Vermani is a clinical psychologist who helps people recognize these strategies of a gaslighter. Dr. Monica, it's good to have you with us today. Thank you.
Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, it's too bad that we have to talk about something that is actually going on quite a bit now. Do you hear about it a lot?
I'm hearing more and more people, and during the pandemic, I think with, being stuck at home with people in family dynamics or workplace environments, we're starting to see more friendships and colleagues and people that we trust sometimes, taking control of situations by using coercion and, control. And it's a prolonged, subtle way of manipulating someone to get your own needs met. Sometimes it's done with intent, and other times it's just blueprints. We are repeating patterns we've learned from our parents or our upbringing, and we don't know another way to be until somebody brings awareness that says, hey, you belittle me, you put me down, you're turning things around, and you're making me doubt myself. But the truth is, this is about you controlling me, not about the truth of what's happening here.
Well, the strategies that you would like us to watch out for of the gaslighter is it's a bunch of D words. The first one is destabilize. They try to destabilize you, always challenging your perceptions of reality.
And so many times that leads to us having, doubt in ourselves. And so fear and anxiety is self-doubt. You start doubting your ability to believe in yourself. You wonder, am I wrong, or is the situation wrong? Am I thinking of this incorrectly? Do I have, the right facts, or is this person correct to be angry with me or upset with me, and I'm the one who's at wrong? So somehow it turns the story around, and it makes you start believing in their story versus trusting yourself.
And that leads into deception, which is in the other D that they use as a weapon, because they intentionally lie, is what this is about.
So there is a manipulation form in this, and that's where I think the dark comes in. Many times people don't realize they're manipulating you, but they're convincing you that you're at the wrong, and it's destabilizing you by you questioning your own mental health, you questioning your own opinion, standpoint, and it turns things around in such a way that it is deception. It is not coming from a place of truth. You might catch somebody in a true lie, and they're still defending themselves, or they're playing the victim, and you start wondering, okay, maybe I'm not seeing this right, or maybe I'm not seeing their side of it. And many of us want to buy people credit. We want to believe in the good of others. And many times gaslighting is happening not from strangers, but from people that we trust, family members, partners, friends, colleagues at work that we want to believe in and we want to trust. And so we want to try to see the good in them. And that makes us not want to believe in the deception part, the dark part.
Right. And so this other part of it then is denial, is that they always deny your truth, even when evidence is presented to the contrary. They still deny.
And by denying, many times people who are victims to gaslighting end up believing it, saying, okay, this person's so consistent in their denial that maybe I'm the one who's at wrong. And we sometimes believe in the lie because someone is so persistently telling you the truth in their deception. And so, there's your truth, their truth, and the truth in the middle. Many times what ends up happening is somebody who's gaslighting you is so convincing of their point that you get confused and you destabilize and you end up questioning your own mental health. It lowers your self-esteem. It makes you wonder if you're the one who's always been at wrong with this, even though you have evidence that's contrary. And it's important for us to recognize and trust ourselves, but we start lowering the trust in ourselves with a person who's gaslighting us over and over. And that's where the deception comes in. That's also where the destabilization comes in. It destabilizes the relationship because the dynamics change, but over time it destabilizes your self-esteem to not trust yourself anymore. And that's where I think the biggest impacts come in.
Yeah, so let's end with this last one, Dr. Monica, which is, I think, maybe the trickiest one, the deflection they use. They're always shifting focus and changing lanes and kind of keeping you guessing. Sometimes that that was a little harder to recognize maybe sometimes.
Yeah, and that's why I said each and every one of us can be vulnerable to gaslighting, because the deflection and stuff throws you off course. It takes the conversation on a different twist and turn, and it many times makes us not reach out to talk to other people about it. It distances ourselves from others. It makes us, lose focus, forget about what the main point we were talking about was initially. So, some of these tactics we sometimes feel are pure manipulation, but they're also just learned behavior from people who grew up in environments where one person was gaslighting another family member, and there was a lot of control dynamics between, a dominant and a submissive. And so many times it's important for us to recognize that, we're all vulnerable to this. It is really about you working on your self-esteem to trust yourself, and that when somebody keeps turning things around, you need to question, am I really the one that's wrong, or do I need to bring in other people, supports, friends, professionals, to look at, is this chipping away? Is this relationship subtly bringing me to a place of harm in myself, where I'm staying with somebody that is not healthy for me, not in my highest and best? And are they somehow getting to a place of making me not trust me, which is ruining this dynamic between us two, and affecting my work or my family life or my intimate relationships with people?
Dr. Monica Vermani, your latest book is A Deeper Wellness. We're putting up your information right now, Doctor, and we encourage you to go to that site. You have some great resources on it, so we appreciate everything you had to say. I'm sure you helped a lot of people today. Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you very much.
Sure. Bye now.